Hello everybody, my name is Killer10G5, and today we're going to be talking about this. Monsters vs. Aliens. Now, anyone who watches this, well, probably knows me, and so they should know that I've been talking about this movie recently. And, it's my favorite movie of all time. Like, I love this film. To death. It's I've loved this film for a very long time. My reason why? I don't really know. But let's try and find out. This is why you should watch and enjoy Monsters vs. Aliens. Monsters vs. Aliens is an animated comedy that's supposed to be a parody of several movie Monsters vs. Aliens. The films our main characters are based on are The Creature of the Black Lagoon, The Fly with Jeff Goldblum, The Blob, The 50-Foot Tall Woman, and every Godzilla film ever. The movie also had 3 shorts and a TV series, 2 Halloween, 1 about breaking out of prison, and, well, the TV. All of these other shorts and, well, the TV series will be covered in future videos, but for now, let's just talk about the movie. Without further ado, let's get into the most important part of the movie, the plot. The plot's pretty simple. I'll get into details later, but for a basic summary, our main character, Susan, who was about to be married, got hit by a meteor. This meteor caused her to absorb all the energy from it, and she grew into a giant woman. She then is captured and taken to a secret facility where she meets the 3 other monsters, our other main characters, Bob, the Missing Link, and Dr. Cockroach, and Insectosaurus, also known as the best thing in the movie. Anyways, because of the meteor, which contained something called quantonium, an alien known as Galaxar, our main villain for this, wants to get the quantonium, and so he tries to invade Earth, and they have to fight Galaxar. There's also a really funny president. That's all you need to know. Before we look more at the plot, let's go over those characters that I mentioned. First, I think we should go over our main character, Ginormica, also known as Susan. Susan wanted to have the perfect life, until she was hit by a meteor and became Ginormica. Now she has to be a monster. We learn more about her as the film goes on, since she is scared and confused at the beginning of the movie, and slowly learns to accept her power, even though she just wanted to have the perfect life. Of course, the life of a monster is not a fair one, and so, even after she learns how to use all this new strength, she then has to deal with an alien invasion! Hooray! The next character that we have is Bob. Bob really doesn't have a personality except for stupid, and that's what makes him funny. Bob, also known as benzoate oxalate bicarbonate, is a mutant tomato that doesn't have a brain, and so he is retarded and is hilarious. This is due to the fact of his ignorance to everything around him, and how he just kinda goes with the flow. This is clearly shown in one joke in the movie where he forgets how to breathe despite not having lungs. Of course, there has to be someone that reminds Bob how to breathe, and that is Dr. Cockroach, who is a mad scientist. Dr. Cockroach is not that much of a big deal in the movie. He helps out a bit and even has a few funny scenes, but he really isn't that important. Actually, none of the characters actually are, but we still get a laugh out of Dr. Cockroach, who is a kind-hearted intellectual that likes to help out, and is a mad scientist. Next, we have the Missing Link, who goes by no other name. He's just the Missing Link. I call him Link, but you know. Link is probably the oldest monster, and also has a strange connection with Insectosaurus. He doesn't do much in the movie due to the fact that he doesn't have any real special abilities except for, some unique strength, but that doesn't help out much. Other than that, he's just a really funny character. In the end, the entire film is an excuse to make jokes, and this is clearly shown by how all the voice actors are famous comedians, such as Seth Rogen, Will Arnett, Hugh Laurie, Reese Witherspoon, and lastly, Dwight Schrute from The Office. Considering all this, you have to think, well, is there any action in the movie? And there is. Because, again, it's called Monsters vs. Aliens. They have to fight some aliens, and that's where Dwight Schrute comes in. Galaxar is an alien invader from a destroyed planet that, well, he destroyed. We never figure out why, but there is a joke about him explaining the reason why, but he keeps getting interrupted by his cloning machine. He is the last of his race and is planning on destroying Earth. Or, well, not destroying it, taking it over, and killing all of humans. And that's pretty much his personality. A somewhat idiotic invader with something of a cunning plan who just is kind of an idiot. Now that we've covered every character that's really important in the film, I think that we should get back to the plot. There are some other side characters, but I'll go over them briefly in a speed round. So, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Derek Deedle, worst part of the movie. General W.R. Monger is a military general that keeps all the monsters in the place. President Hathaway, the funny president who just kind of does stuff. Insectosaurus, gigantic insect. It's Mothra. It's Mothra, but funny. And that's about everyone that you really need to know about. Now, as for plot, there's not a lot to go over. My basic summary basically covered everything, and that's because the plot is fairly simple. I'd like to say that there's more complex in it, but, well, it's a comedy. It's not supposed to be complex, and that's what makes it funny. Now, I should probably go over who made this film, which is DreamWorks. DreamWorks tried to make this a money-making show, or at least a money-making movie, and it did make some box office, and it has higher ratings than one of the movies that gets way too much flack, Shrek 3. But I still have to say, it didn't do as well as their cash cow Shrek. And you just have to wonder, what happened to Monsters vs. Aliens? Monsters vs. Aliens did decent. And yes, it did have its 2 shorts. But I feel the reason it didn't do so well was because, okay, so the characters were funny. Then again, you couldn't attach their personalities to any other character that kind of fit their traits, and it would still be the same. And the plot was just a bit too simplistic. Of course, that worked for the movie for the most part. But in the end, it's not sequel-worthy. Or, I believe it is, but some may not see it that way. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm going over all the bad stuff when I love this movie. Well, it's because you just gotta look at this with a critical eye. And I still recommend that you see this movie because there is something to get out of it. There's a message there. Or at least I found one. Monsters vs. Aliens is a film about making the worst out of a bad situation, where you're put into the worst spot imaginable, but, you still make the most out of it, finding new friends and, just having fun, being a monster. And that is Ginormica's journey, and our journey following her. And that's about it, I guess. I could go more in depth, but, my videos can't be too long since I'm not verified. In the end, I should make another video about this someday. But if you enjoyed, I would love to go over other movies or keep going on with Monsters vs. Aliens. I've been learning a lot about this movie since I recently just remembered that I even loved it. And, yeah. Go watch this movie. Go out and buy it. Get a Fire Stick and pirate it. Just find a way to watch this movie. Any of its shorts, they're funny. It's a good movie. Hope you liked it. Like and subscribe, even though I know that you probably don't care. This is Killer10G5 signing out.